What is up, everybody? Welcome to Late Night Live with Sean, um, brought to you by the Antisocial Network. Before we get into it, I want to um, give a shout out to my friend Vanessa Rain. She's currently going through a rough time right now. There's a GoFundMe for her set up on the Antisocial Network. A bunch of us have been sharing it. If you happen to see it, and if you cannot help, please pass the message along. Any help, all help would be greatly appreciated. Second off, we have our returning Australian champion of the world, Mezi Atwood. How you doing, Mezi?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, I always enjoy our conversations. They're always great.
They're awesome. I never know where they're going to go though,
Mm.
but
We
that's
we
the
never.
exciting thing.
Yeah. You just never know where a conversation is gonna go, and that is pretty the awesome thing. So
Yeah.
So, how has your last 2 weeks been? I mean, I know you talked about a little something that happened last week off the air. What happened? It's pretty wild.
Um, my son broke fractured his elbow right on like the very tip of it in here, this bone.
Hmm.
It's right at the very tip. He's cracked it.
Oh
So,
man. Oh, that's
yeah.
that's gotta be rough.
Oh, he handles it like a champion. He really does. He's so tough. I've just been trying to, do the mum thing, really. Look after him and make sure he's happy and comfortable and yeah.
Do they have him in a cast or like a sling or something?
Yeah, so he's got like a back flap where they only put plaster on the back of the arm
Mm.
to kind of stop it from doing this motion, which is what's going to damage it.
Yeah.
And he's in a cast.
Oh,
So yeah.
oh, that is wild. That is wild. I used to play American soccer, football for the rest of the world, because we like to do everything a little bit more difficult. Uh,
Absolutely. Why not?
why do we have to be simple like everybody else? It's bullshit. Uh, I used to play not on this elbow. Okay, not this elbow. I used to play football, soccer, and I went and started doing playing soccer, football on AstroTurf. And I don't know what it is. I'm a small guy. I was an even smaller child, but I was fast, and a lot of the kids that were bigger than me like to trip me up, and I would go out, arms first. I have a
Yep.
big, I have a big, just massive crack in my elbow here that has been there.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah,
Ow.
yeah. And when the weather changes and it gets really cold, I can feel it separating, and it's just,
Ooh. Ugh.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had an ankle recon. I fell up a gutter
Hmm.
and I kind of did like the worm on the way down, that
Yeah.
dance move. Yeah, I kind of did that. So I landed on my face while my ankle was like twisting itself.
Oh,
Anyway, that
oh.
was fun. And I was sober. I promise you, I was sober at the time.
We're all clumsy people here. Hold on. So Jeremy says, "What's up, Sean? How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Jeremy?" Um, so yeah, let's talk about some of the dumb ways we've hurt ourselves. I
Okay,
think that's a good way to start.
why not?
I mean, so like on when I mean everybody that has watched my videos or like has been in contact with me knows that I was in the army, and I was on my last deployment to Afghanistan, and that was the deployment where I was like, I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna stay in the gym. And
Yeah.
so like I wanted to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I started doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger blueprint workout, and
Hmm.
I got it in my head one day, start with your heaviest weight. And I was doing high reps. I started with my heaviest weight on squat and went down. And it sounded like a gunshot. And I couldn't get the bar back up. And I was like, oh, fuck. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. And like, I was sitting there, I was like, I need some fucking help. And luckily my medic was my spotter, and he kind of like helped me get it back up. And I tried to do it just the bar and I couldn't. I found out later on I tore my meniscus and it was like hanging on by a thread.
Ow.
Mm-hmm.
That
That
would
was
have hurt.
that was not fun.
No, I can imagine it wouldn't be.
Yeah. What is another way that you've hurt yourself that is kind of like you look back and you're like, man, that was stupid.
I have so many stories to choose from. Um,
Let's do it.
I okay. All right. Ooh, my camera just fell. I'm so sorry.
All right.
Oh, oh my god, I dropped it again. All right, let me change this
All
because
right.
that's not going to work like that. Sorry.
That's good.
We're
It's
good. Seeing we're talking about being awkward, like that works.
all good.
Okay, so I broke my nose playing Uno one time.
What?
Um, that was pretty awkward.
How did you break your nose playing Uno?
I was at this like church camp, kind of like an Olympics for the camps in my state. And so there was lots of little sports events and all that. And one of the events was Uno, and I got asked to play, and I'm like, sure, I'll play Uno. But we had to play outside. Um, in the middle of winter, it was like windy and cold. Anyway, so a big gust of wind came and blew the cards off the table. I bent down to pick some up, and these like footballers going to a football game were running past. The guy knocked me, and I fell and face planted the table. And yeah, broke my nose playing Uno.
Oh no. Oh goodness.
Yeah,
Was there blood everywhere?
there was a bit of blood. Yeah,
Hope you're
it
not
was.
squeamish.
Nah, I'm not squeamish. I also broke my ankle in my sleep. That's a good one. So I was asleep and my partner's headed off to work and he tripped over and fell. And he's a big guy, like he's solid, he's strong, he's like got the muscles like for strength there. And yeah, he fell and all his weight ended up on my ankle and yeah, snapped it.
Oh
So
man. Oh. He is Arnold.
yeah.
Oh man. Oh, just thinking about that. That's a way to wake up, isn't it?
Oh, that's not the worst way he's woken me up though. You'd be surprised.
Wow.
Like
Shit.
the very first night that we slept on, because I was much smaller when we first met, and yeah, when the first night we slept on an airbed together, he went to roll over and he kind of threw himself down, and that made enough of a like catapult. I'm dead asleep, and I wake up to the ground coming towards me.
Oh shit.
I'll tell you
Holy
what, you
shit.
know how like you have those dreams where you're falling and you wake up in a shock? Imagine you have that, but you are actually falling in reality.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh Jesus. Jeremy said I've caused girls similar injuries during sex. Big guy
Yeah,
problems.
but sex related injuries or SRIs are always like more bearable because you know you're having fun while doing it.
While you're sleeping, you're not having fun.
Well, sleep's not exactly fun. It's you know
Yeah, it's just a thing
sleep.
you do. Yeah. Oh man, that is wild. I can't imagine like being like, oh man, I'm falling and wake up and you're like shit.
Yeah, and I just the funniest thing like because we were seeing each other for maybe 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and we decided to go away. And like I said, first time away together. The next day, I was like over breakfast. His parents are there, all of that. So there's still that, you know, you're not quite 100% comfortable with each other at that point. And I just said, "Hey, baby, do you think I could ask you something? Nothing bad." And he's like, "Sure, sure. What is it?" And I'm like, "So when you roll over in the middle of the night, do you mind doing it a little bit more gently?" They then proceeded to ask me why. So me trying to be as nice and sweet and polite as possible, I'm just like, because you kind of catapulted me out of the bed last night and scared the shit through me when I woke up to the ground there. And they just lost it.
Oh, that's funny. Jeremy says
Um,
in the paranormal world that usually means you're astral projecting or lucid dreaming.
I think
Jeez,
he like astro projected me bloody
dude, he
on, I don't
took your
know where.
soul out of your body.
I don't know.
Oh man. Oh jeez. Holy crap. What are some other ways like you're that you're like, man, that was weird.
Um, so I have this nerve condition. I think I told you about it
Mm.
last time.
Yeah.
Um, I have literally been sitting there doing nothing, absolutely nothing, and my body decides to sort of cramp, like my leg or something, to the point that it actually tears the muscle. And I
Oh,
literally can't do a thing about it. And I was sitting there doing nothing.
ouch.
I've woken up like by that before as well.
Oh, that sucks. I used to have
Oh,
like I used to have like real bad leg twitches in my sleep
yeah,
where like I would be laying there and next thing like it was almost like my leg was getting pulled.
yeah,
So, like my leg straightens out and it goes and it just shakes and it would wake me up out of a sleep. It was super painful too.
yeah. They are. They're very painful.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna switch because Jeremy deals with like paranormal stuff. We're gonna switch.
Okay.
Do you believe in the paranormal?
Look, I'm not willing to say definitely that it does exist or it doesn't, but I'm intrigued by it and I'm open-minded.
Have you experienced anything in Australia that you're kind of like, okay, I can't explain that?
Look, the my old house is probably the closest to somewhere haunted or paranormal that I've experienced things at. So, yeah, there's some stories there with that.
Do tell.
So, I was there for a few weeks or so and I got this knock at the door and it was the old owners. So they sold the house to investors who then rented the house to me. So the old owners, mum came to the door and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my son and daughter-in-law, or my daughter and son-in-law, I can't remember which way it went. Um, used to own this house and our cat's gone missing. And we don't live very far away. We thought maybe it came back here." And I'm like, "I haven't seen it." She then, told me about what happened, why they sold the house, and their son, I think, got really sick and actually died in the house. Died in my son's bedroom. Just, we were the very next people to live there after this happened. So, um, without sounding crazy or whatever, like I didn't think too much of it. And then all of a sudden, like we were there for 3.5 years. And throughout the entire time, like the door could be shut, completely latched, everything perfect, tugging, pulling on it, will not open. And then we'll be sitting there and like a couple of hours after no one's touched it, it just, the door handle turns and it swings open. And that happened a lot. And, everyone, if anyone spent enough time there, people could see it. It happened constantly.
Your son's
So,
room?
yeah. No, in the parents' room.
Ooh.
So it didn't happen at my son's room at all. It happened in the parents' room.
Weird. weird. What else happened?
Then we had things, on the opposite side of the room, just like go flying off a table or whatever. Like we had this bladder, from a backpack,
Yeah.
like one of those things.
The camel pack?
Um, yeah, that's it, camel pack. And yeah, it was sitting there. We were playing Monopoly. We were nearly through a whole game of Monopoly. So what, like 2, 3 hours,
Hmm.
maybe 3/4 mark. And all of a sudden, it just went from on the table and slipped over onto the floor. And we all saw it. Once again, we all saw it and we're like, what the hell? So weird.
Ghost didn't want to pay his taxes.
No, he flipped the board, like, wasn't happy.
Oof. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Gee.
Oh,
Right? I had some weird experiences happen in
yeah.
my
What did
childhood.
you
Oh,
have?
oh my goodness. So I think I told you I grew up like right around the corner from where the Blair Witch Project was filmed.
Yeah.
So I had this like weird fear of the woods where I wouldn't
Yeah.
go in the woods. Well, I lived right in the woods, right? So like
Yeah.
it was just weird. But the first time that I remember like actually seeing anything, um, we had this old TV where you had to press the button. It would go to black and then it would pop up and you would have your screen that you were watching. And so like, you know, we'd press it, it'd go, come back. Anyways, when I pressed it, I could see the reflection of the windows behind me and there was some like two red dots. And I was like, oh, maybe it's just in the TV, right? But it never moved when I changed the channel. So like I turned around and when I turned around I seen them literally right
Wow.
there. And when I stood up, it stood up. When I moved, it moved. And I ran to my grandma and I was like, Grandma, this is what happened. She's like, oh, I know. I was like, what the fuck do you mean you know? Right? Like these are things that you're supposed to disclose to me. I'm 16 years old. I can handle it at this point. And then she goes to tell me when how she used to be in witchcraft when she was younger. So you have a whole life that you just didn't tell me. It's, I I thought we were closer, Grandma. Anyways, uh,
Disappointing, Grandma.
yeah, I'm disappointed in you, Grandma. Um,
Not angry, I'm just disappointed.
I'm terrified of you now. You know things about this world I don't. Um, but and then like one night in the summer, so I slept in the basement, which this is another reason why I don't like basements. I'm currently sleeping in a basement right now.
Mm,
This one doesn't freak me out though. Um,
good.
but like so all the power in the house just went out and you could hear it like how sometimes the house will lose power and you hear it like powering down like
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. We had no storms, there was no like blackout of anything in the area. It was just our house, and there was a door at the top of the stairs, and then I had my door, which my door was French cabinet doors, so they opened up, you locked them. And so my sister comes to the top of the stairs and she's like, Sean, I'm scared. Can I come down? I'm like, yeah, come on. So she starts coming down the steps. And as she's coming down the steps, there's a second set of footsteps behind her. Nobody else is awake in the house.
Wow.
She gets down to the thing. I open up the doors. She runs in. I shut them, lock them. And then the door just starts rattling for a minute straight. And I can't do anything but sit there and watch it. And it's just for a minute straight, and her and I were just frozen there. I There's only one other time I felt real fear like that, and that was one of them. And it stopped, and I was like, "You're not going the fuck back upstairs until this comes back on." And as soon as it stopped, as the rattling stopped, all the power went right back on.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it was like a weird isolated incident.
That is creepy. I can imagine why that scared you.
Hmm.
That's really creepy as hell.
Yeah, and then, like you would see weird shadows because there are street lights outside, um, but they were far enough away where you could only see a little bit, right? And so I had these block windows that lined kind of the ceiling of my room, and I could see things moving, and I couldn't tell what they were, but I could see them moving. And then there was a back door that led into the backyard in my room, and there was a light that would shine from the neighbor's house to the door, and I could see hooded figures standing outside that door. It scared the dog shit out of me.
I
I
can
made a
imagine.
I made a promise to myself I'd never go back to that fucking house again. And then I talked to my cousin because she ended up moving in that house, and she said she seen my great grandma who had passed away behind her through the TV.
Wow,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
that's creepy.
Now that I live in the area, I'm half tempted to go to the house and be like, "Hey, have you guys had any weird shit happen here?"
Maybe you should.
Yeah, I should be like, I grew up in this house. I grew up here. Like, have you guys had any weird shit happen? Oof. I have not, since I've been back here, I have not gone past that house. I've wanted
Like,
to.
I don't blame you for that. Like, you don't really want to keep, it's PTSD. Like, you don't want to keep torturing yourself,
Yeah,
and it's probably a healthy thing that you don't want to go there.
yeah, yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah. But it was definitely weird, definitely weird. So, all right, we're gonna get into movies because
movies. Okay.
we talked a little bit about movies the last time that you were on. But before we get into that, I want to get into. So we've established that you were an extra in Smile. What was the set like in that movie? Because it's a pretty fucking scary movie. Have you watched it yet?
No, not yet.
No, you gotta watch it, dude. It's so
No.
scary.
I mean, look, nothing's as scary on the set. Like, obviously, things are done creepy, but you're more like, oh, wow, that looks so good. As opposed to, oh my God, that's scary as hell. Color grading and all the other stuff, like composing, that all makes it scarier and creepier. And that all plays a part in things. But when you're actually on set, it's like, oh, that's really cool. Like, you don't get scared or anything. Like, it's not creepy. It's
No.
just fun. Except for like one time I was doing this like mutant movie.
Mhm.
Um and I sat down on this crate to have a smoke with a couple of people, and in a pizza box next to me was a dead cat, and it looked so good. I kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye and scared myself. So
No.
the chick who made it was sitting on the other side of me, so she was like happy that it scared someone. So brought happiness.
Hey, bro, happiness. Fear brings happiness.
Exactly.
Now, were those smiles that they were doing, was that genuine or did they actually stretch the smile a little bit?
So from what I saw and what I believe, like I said, I wasn't part of the production crew or anything, so I'm not 100% sure. But um, there's definitely some CGI editing afterwards. Like they would have done
Yeah.
and then creeped it up afterwards in video effects,
Man,
which is what usually happens.
what really got me about that movie was, I mean, the movie was pretty scary, but the advertising that they did for it
Yeah, great.
blew me away. Not the trailer, but you seen that they would plant people in crowds, and
Yeah,
oh my god.
I know. This is what I say to people. Like, if someone comes to me and wants me to produce, I'm going to have, essentially two budgets. a production budget and a marketing budget. And the marketing budget is usually, at least half the normal, if not the same. And yeah, like genius marketing makes a huge difference to a film's success, and that particular marketing campaign, social media went off about it. It scared everyone, and that's what you want. Like, that's just genius. And if anyone else does it now, it's going to be like, oh, you did the smile thing, as opposed to, uh, it's just genius. That's what you want. Whoever, I don't even know who did it, but whoever did it, yeah,
I have
did it
never seen
incredible.
never seen a movie marketed like that in that fashion ever.
Yeah. Oh, there was I think it was when It came out, like the remake of It.
Hmm.
They had a bunch of like horror clowns running around Melbourne and stuff.
Oh, oh, the clown craze was in Melbourne too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like all over the world, I think. But like I'm pretty sure that had something to do with it.
I don't know because that was pretty. Have you seen like a lot of the videos that people have posted online about it?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
creepy as hell.
yeah, yeah. I thought people were actually going to end up getting murdered because they're like forced clowns.
They were so, oh my God.
Mm.
I I love creepy clowns. I reckon they're the scariest.
So have you seen Terrifier?
No, so my son wants to watch it, and I have a deal with him that if I don't let him watch it, then I'm not allowed to watch it
Oh man.
because, it's unfair for me to enjoy it when he can't.
Mm.
So yeah, we try to do that. And I don't think he's quite ready for the Terrifier yet.
No.
No.
I know. How old is he?
14.
No.
No.
No. No.
Maybe in a couple of years. We're slowly going through like all the classics, Halloween, Friday 13th, Krueger, Freddy. Um, and yeah, once he's sort of gone through them, has like a baseline, and yeah, we can talk about it.
That is one of the best slaughter movies I have ever seen in my life. I love a good slaughter fest, but that like took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, I've been told. I so want to see it. It
Yeah.
sounds so creepy.
Well, the guy behind the paint, right? Like I was expecting him to be like this, just right? They just he is like a fucking nerd. He looks just like me. Well, I mean, not just like me because I got a beard, but he is like a nerd and he's super small. And I was like, holy shit, they did amazing on his makeup, right? But like, he is now forever connected to that character.
Yeah,
And if he puts that paint on, like everybody's gonna be like, "Yep, that's Art the Clown."
yeah.
But yeah, the first one was great, and then I didn't even know that they made a second one until like 2 weeks after it was put out in theaters, and I was like,
Yeah.
they put the second one in theaters? What? Because
The
that
second
movie,
one's meant to be incredible.
people were throwing up in the movie theaters.
I love it.
Hmm. It had the same reaction that The Exorcist had, which says a lot.
Yeah,
Um, but it's awesome because the first one really didn't have a storyline. It was more of, okay, there's a killer clown. He's just killing people. This one had like a great storyline that sets up for the next one. So I'm really excited to see what the next one looks like.
let's hope they don't go the way of Saw, where they make a couple of good ones and then they kind of get lazy on the stories and just let the name sell it.
Yeah, yeah. The storytelling in Saw kind of went downhill after like three or four.
Yeah. I mean, like Saw was brilliant when that first came out. That was huge. And I remember seeing that and going, never have I seen anything like this before. Like I love it. And I wanted to watch it again and again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That pig mask scared me, and the worst part about it was like I was so young I didn't understand like the concept behind it. So I was like, "Oh, there's a pig dude and he's going to jump out of the shadows." And I worked I had to walk home at night from work. And
No,
yeah. Street lights and dark alleyways scared the shit out of me. I was like, I'm not going down those.
no.
Mm-mm.
It was like, but that's what you want when you make a horror film is for people to be scared. Like, that's the whole point. And that's when you know you've, like, that's when you've let yourself go in the cinema and it's gotten into you. Like, I constantly say, like, the reason that Freddy Krueger is genius is no one can avoid sleep and no one, like, there's always that little, it's so brilliantly done. There's that little bit of, I remember when I was young and watched it, there's that little bit of, I know it's a movie, but what if it's true? What if he comes and gets me? And then you're either exhausted because you haven't slept and going crazy, or you sleep and it's like anxious and it's scary. Like, that's what you want. So if you think Jigsaw's going to jump out from an alley, then that tells you that Saw's a great movie.
Yeah. Did you see that they're making another Jigsaw movie?
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently this one is the origin story of John Kramer.
Mm, might not be bad.
It, I just hope that there's a good origin story. I mean, because they kind of told the story throughout the movies and like
Yeah.
how he became who he was.
Yeah, he had cancer, brain tumor, and
He was misdiagnosed.
yeah. No, he wasn't misdiagnosed, was he?
Yeah, remember they flipped the X-rays or the MRIs, and so
Oh, yes.
yeah, so one person got the wrong diagnosis while he got nothing, and the
Yep.
cancer was progressing too fast to heal. What?
Yeah, but which way would you want that wrong information? You're going to die and you don't, or you're not going to die and you are. Like, I think like both have pros and cons in my books.
Yeah, both are kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I'm fine. 10 months later, I'm dead.
Yeah, but you don't see it coming. Like, you just feel a bit shit. No, I'm joking. Like, I
Yeah,
understand how bad
yeah,
cancer is. Like, that's, but like, there's not that sort of extra thought of I'm going to die soon weighing you down. I think you'd enjoy more of your life at
yeah,
that point. But
yeah.
then there's the whole, if you think you're going to die and you don't, you say things and maybe you didn't want to say them, or you sell something that you love because you want to enjoy the money or something before you go, or I don't know.
There's a lot of
There's a
placement.
lot.
Yeah. You could just live out your bucket list and you don't die and you're like, well, shit, I have nothing left to do. This is boring.
Exactly.
This is boring. So, was there a movie that, or a few movies that actually scared you shitless?
Yeah. So when I was younger, probably 5 or 6,
Mhm.
my brother, I have two older brothers, and my eldest brother was really big into zombie movies. And he got this one and he put it on and, in front of me. And it was like this dead body on a table, on like this stainless steel table, behind like a pane of glass. And there was doctors and nurses and stuff there, scientists, that sort of thing, examining it. And this is the first 5 minutes of the film. And then they inject the dead body with this like glowing yellow or green fluid, and it goes in, and next thing the body starts jumping around and comes to life and starts banging on the like window and ends up killing everyone in the room. That scared the crap out of me. Like so much. I still don't like zombie movies.
Yeah, that's crazy. I I can imagine why that would scare you.
Yeah, it did. Like it really did. And then, there's my lame fears. Like I'm scared of birds. So Alfred Hitchcock Birds is like on my do not watch list.
Do know.
Like ever.
You're scared of birds.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Why is that?
I got attacked by a pelican when I was 12, and that's enough to do it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it hurts.
I bet. Do they? No, I don't. I don't know. Do they have small little teeth, or is it just the beak is really hard?
All I really remember was the beak, like the pecking of the
Mm.
beak.
Oh,
Yeah, and the flapping of the wings and stuff. Other than that, I kind of had my eyes closed in the fetal position, kind of screaming.
yeah, yeah. Fuck that. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Mm,
I understand. I completely understand.
yeah. I
Fuck,
I don't
fuck
do birds.
pelicans. Fuck
Fuck them.
pelicans.
Yep,
Fuck them
fuck them.
all.
Fuck
I'm
them.
just so I'm scared. I'm not. I don't have a fear of birds, but I would say like I definitely am very cautious, especially around like hawks and
Yeah.
eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, my actually.
Appar-
Go ahead.
Apparently, everyone has a small fear of birds. Like it's like a spectrum
Really?
because, well, certain ones, like you said, a hawk, or in Australia, the magpies. Like
Mm,
we're taught to be cautious of them, and a little bit of healthy fear to make yourself cautious is a good thing in that
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I know the hawks and the eagles around here hunt
Yeah,
religiously, and my dad has a small dog, and I
yeah.
guess one day last summer my dad's girlfriend was outside and she seen the shadow of the hawk, and by the time she looked up it was like right over the rooftop.
God,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I've heard of small dogs being taken by hawks. Like we don't have them here. Oh, well, I don't really see them much here in Australia, but
Mm.
you know.
Yeah, so some of the wildlife in Australia, like I've heard everything in Australia wants to kill you. Is that true?
Um, kind of like a lot of our animals are poisonous, but they don't mess with you unless you mess with them most of the time.
Dude,
So,
I want to pet a koala bear.
yeah, don't. They look so cute, but they're vicious as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like saying, hey, I think it would be fun to have a boxing match with a kangaroo.
No. No.
No, I mean, look, it could, but you know, if you want to live, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, the
If you want to
likelihood.
keep your face intact, don't cuddle a koala.
Yeah. Do they have sharp claws, right? Yeah.
Yeah, really sharp claws, and they've got like they have this, like, I think it's like a spur on the back of one of their legs. Yeah, I
Oh.
think I think that's them, and
Oh.
that's like kind of poisonous.
Really?
Yeah, but you can get diseases if they like cut you and stuff. They're very diseased creatures.
That wow, that okay, never mind. I don't want to pet a koala bear. I take
I
back
mean,
what I
look,
just said.
You can like they have some in like zoos or wildlife sanctuaries where someone holds them, carer holds them, and you can sort of pat behind like their
Mhm,
head,
mhm.
but then your hand's gonna stink for days. Like,
No, no.
but but it is cute. Like, it is very cute.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I seen a video of a guy boxing a kangaroo, and I was like, that's dumb.
Yeah,
That's. I mean, we all know that they're. I mean, even people in America, we know that they're dangerous.
yeah. One wrong kick and you're dead. Like, you, they're huge. They're absolutely huge. But I mean, they're not everywhere. Like, a lot of people think that, like, whenever I get asked if we actually use them for modes of transport and ride around in their pouches and ride them to work and stuff, I'm just like, yeah. And the dingoes run our daycare centers because they're fantastic with babies. Like, so,
Oh hell no! Jeez, what other like crazy wildlife do you guys have there?
um, oh, we have like heaps of spiders. We have wombats, platypuses, echidnas, emus. They're terrible creatures, in my
Really?
opinion. Well, they're giant. An emu is a giant bird with a really long neck and a bad temper. Like,
Okay.
they will peck your eyes out and not give a shit. Like, just keep going. Like,
You have a fear of birds. I completely understand that now. I get it. I get
yeah.
it.
Um, Crocodiles.
No. Oh God. There. Okay. So speaking of crocodiles, going back to movies, there was a movie. Okay. So we talked about Wolf Creek last time. The main character, the villain of the story. He was in a crocodile movie. Cannot remember the name of it. Cannot for the life of me remember the name of that movie.
Oh,
But he was taking like tourists on a vacation or something. Hold on, let me see. Because that movie was phenomenal, and I hate
no,
wildlife movies.
you're not talking about Crocodile Dundee, are you?
No. Uh,
Crocodile movie and they take them on a holiday.
mm, Primeval.
Primeval. Ah, yeah.
Mm, no, no, it wasn't Primeval. Mm, that was a good one though. That one took place somewhere else. Blackwater, maybe? No. John Jarrett is the one we were talking about, right?
Yeah, John Jarrett. He's
Rogue.
great.
It was called Rogue.
Okay.
Okay, so that movie was good. It came out. When did it come out? I by the way, I hate movies that deal with wildlife because it ruins my perception. Okay, it came out in 2007. Okay.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sam Worthington's in it. Rhoda Mitchell, Michael Verdon, and John Garrett. Yeah, I guess so. They go out. They go out on this boat to go sail or look around. Some of the swamps, and then they get attacked. The boat gets attacked by a crocodile. They have to get off of the boat and survive, but they end up in like a crocodile's lair at some point in the movie.
Okay.
I don't remember what happens. All I know is fuck crocodiles,
Yeah, they're
fuck
kind of creepy.
alligators.
But
Yeah,
you know what us super intelligent race of people do with crocodiles?
leave them alone.
Well, you'd think that, but with us being super intelligent, we jump on their back, close their mouth, hold it closed, and kidnap it and put it in people's pools. So when they wake up, there's a crocodile there.
Jesus Christ. My God. I would shit myself.
Well, here's the thing. Crocodiles are only powerful when their mouth is closing because of the way the muscles work and contract. They actually have no strength opening. So if you put a rubber band around their mouth, they can't actually open their mouth and they're perfectly safe.
What?
So yeah, it takes
You
like
could
no, you can literally hold it together with two fingers. And as long as that stays shut, you're in absolutely no danger.
holy shit. I learn something new every day. I never knew that. I never knew that. Wow.
Yeah,
So you could just go up, close crocodile's mouth, say fuck you, and walk
yeah.
away. You're probably okay if you walk away 9 chances out of 10 you're not gonna walk away. Because
You
that's
know,
something bitch gonna get
they don't take little crocs,
you.
only little ones.
They only take small bites. No, I seen a video. I think it was last week that made me super cringe hard, and it was nighttime, and this girl was in her swimming pool, or at least I think it was nighttime. She was in her swimming pool, and you see something coming, and it gets in the water, like literally, boom, gets in the water, and she's getting out, and it starts attacking her. And I'm pretty damn sure that it was a crocodile, little baby one. I mean, baby one, like yeah,
Yeah, like 1.5 meters.
yeah, and
Also,
that's a fear of mine too. I don't want to get because once you get attacked by a crocodile or alligator, you're pretty much done. I mean, so if you get barreled, you're done. But I don't want that. I don't want nope. Anytime I see a video of a crocodile or alligator, I just kind of nope.
don't get me wrong. Like, I've never actually stolen, kidnapped a crocodile,
Okay,
but
that's good
I
to
know
know.
people who have done it. Yeah, to me, I'm the same as you. Like, I prefer to leave them alone and not die. So this is what I was saying at the start. Like in Australia, you're okay as long as you leave them alone. If you're going to go kidnap a crocodile and it eats you, that's your own fault. But that's the way us Aussies are.
I wonder if crocodiles have like photogenic memories where they see you and you fucked with them, and they're like, "I'm gonna get him if I ever see him again."
Oh, that's funny as. Just imagine waking up in the morning and having a crocodile in your pool.
No, I
No.
don't. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. That is like for me. That is on terror level as if like Godzilla existed.
Yeah.
Nope, don't want it. Nope. So before we go, because we got about 10 minutes left. What is the
Well,
real story? What is the real story behind Wolf Creek?
so as far as I know, um, because I didn't really keep up with the actual hearing, like court hearing, but it's pretty like the stuff that the survivor witnessed is pretty true to call. Which was it was the guy, wasn't it?
Hmm.
The two girls died and the guy survived.
Hmm.
Yeah, so but the rest of it was kind of pieced together from um the way they were found, what was found around, like the evidence, the damage that was done to the body. So it was dramatized a little bit. But yeah, this guy, he was killing people for years on his property in Wolf Creek, and he was just a recluse psycho. He would go down and wait for these people, watch that spot, disconnect their car battery, and then offer them help and be like, "Oh, look, you're in the middle of nowhere, mate. That you're going to have to come back to my place. I live on, a big thing. I've probably got the part there. We can have a look. If not, I'll find someone." That's basically what us Aussies do. But this guy, you know, was crazy. So he ended up, brutally murdering them, drugging them, and murdering them. And yeah, he was Ivan Milat. That was him, or I don't know. Um, we've got a few serial killers here in Australia. I get them sort of mixed up, but yeah, he's in jail now, as far as I know. He might be dead, but I think he's still in jail. And yeah, John Jarrett did an amazing job with him, though.
Yeah,
Amazing,
yeah,
hands
it's
down.
very believable. Very believable.
He was.
Yeah, I was watching a 60 Minutes documentary on a serial killer where um, he had kidnapped two girls, but it was like on a sand dune. They were on a sand dune or around like a certain area on the coast. I can't remember one of the. I want to say the East Coast, like Southeast Coast maybe. And he, I think he that both of the girls survived, but he was trying to assault one of the women. She got away, so he punished the other girl because of that and was like stabbing her and shit. And she ended up getting away. And he found her, put her back in the truck that he had. And then the other friend went and told a bunch of people, and they tracked the guy down and got the woman out to safety.
Wow.
I want to say one was British or German, maybe, and the other one I can't remember where she was from, but they were tourists, just random
Yeah.
tourists. And the guy, I guess, was like offering them a ride somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. There's some wild shit that happens there.
It is. It's so wrong. Like, but do you ever think back? You hear these stories of these crazy people that maybe live close to you or in your country or whatever. Just regular people. I think the scariest thing that I can hear in these reports or documentaries is just seem like a regular guy. That's scary. Like, I remember back when I was maybe 14, 12, 14, something like that. And I was waiting for a bus with a friend, and this car pulled up, and this guy leant over and said, "Hey, girls, I'll give you a ride." And I'm like, "Yeah, nah, it's cool. The bus is
Hmm.
gonna be here any second, and it's cool. Don't stress." And he's like, "No, no, no, it's cool. I'll drive you. I'll drive you." And it was quite,
Hmm.
just random. He just pulled over and asked. And I just think, what if we hopped in that car? Was he a psycho? Like, I never would have, but what if he did find someone and, you know,
Yeah. Speaking of like random people and like normal people, there's a documentary about a serial killer on Netflix. It's called Evil Genius, and it happened in Erie. You've seen it,
I've heard of it. It's on
okay?
my to watch list. Yeah.
Okay. So the lady that it's about lived in the hometown that I lived in back in 2005 when I lived up in Pennsylvania. I used to walk past her house every day going to school. Yeah,
That's awesome.
totally no. She would walk outside, say, "Hey, how's your day? Good morning." Super nice lady. But that lady was fucking batshit crazy. Like you watch the documentary and it's like, wow, I never would have known.
What did she end up doing? Like, was she like
Mm.
a torturer, kidnapper, murderer?
A little bit of both, a little bit of everything, honestly. So she killed her ex husband, had a friend help stuff the body in her freezer, and then hired another guy, but ended up sticking a bomb on his collar or on his neck. Had him rob a bank, and when he got away, she pretty much was like, "If you get caught by the cops, you die. We'll set this bomb off." He ended up getting pulled over by the cops. He told them, "Hey, I've got a bomb." They didn't believe him,
Oh,
and
yes.
he ended up getting blown up. And then
I remember this.
yeah, that happened like the summer before I joined the army, and it was just crazy. And then she ended up killing the guy that helped her hide the body in her freezer, like just all kinds of crazy shit. And that makes you think,
Yeah.
what goes through these people's minds?
Yeah. Like, how much effort is it to be mean? Like, I don't understand why there's so much effort. Like, why they put in so much effort just to destroy someone else's life. Like, I've had people do the wrong thing by me that I hope I never have to see again. I'm human. Like, everyone's got those people. But I've never hated someone so much that I want to actively hurt them in any way.
Yeah,
It's just not me. It's not, and I think I would have to put so much energy into my dislike of them and my hatred, and yeah, it's just not worth it.
yeah. It takes zero effort to be nice.
Exactly.
It, it
You
takes
just
that.
like that's why I'm honest, is because I can't be bothered lying. I can't remember.
Well, then on top of that too, you have to start believing your lie in order for other people to believe your lie, right?
Hmm.
And then and then you have to lie about that lie to cover it up, and then you have to continue the lie on and on.
Yeah.
I just got out of a situation where I had to, not me, but uh, my ex partner lied, and then made lies, and then made lies, and then made lies about the first lie. And by the time she made that final lie, I was like, I've already caught you at the first
Yeah.
lie. It's so much easier to be honest and just say what is on your brain
Exactly.
and get it out there for the universe. It helps you, it helps that other person.
Meanwhile, yes, same, my partner said something and I've gone, why are you being mean? And he's like, I'm not, I'm being honest. And I'm like, well, don't. I want you to tell me lies. And he's like, no, you don't. I'm like, yeah, you're right, I don't. But
No.
he just didn't care. There was no apology. He's just like, I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we that sometimes we get mixed up with the what what is the truth and what is just somebody being a hole.
Yeah.
I do that too. I had I had a situation the other day where somebody was like super honest with me, and I had to sit back and be like, they're not being an asshole. They're just telling me the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, we're coming up on our hour, Mezi.
Yeah.
Where can we find you? Not that that's
Um,
like we're not hunting. We're not gonna hunt you down, okay? But where can we?
stalker, red flags. Nah. Um, my website is www.mezistudios.com. And on social media, you can find me under Mezi.Atwood on most platforms. Yeah.
Sweet. Once again, thank you for hanging out with me, man. I really enjoyed it. I had a great
No,
time. So,
thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I always love talking with you.
absolutely, yeah. And you're always welcome back anytime. We'll maybe
Thank
do
you.
a panel or something like that, and we'll have
Yep,
some good times. All right. And
absolutely.
everybody, thank you for hanging out with us and watching us, whether it's in the live or whether you decide to watch it later on. Thanks for being here. Much love, y'all. Be good.